Joe Flacco, who joined the Bengals less than 2 weeks ago, just crushed Steelers. He tore apart Pittsburgh's defense like he'd been part of the team all season. 3 touchdown passes later, the crowd wasn't watching an underdog win, they were watching a takeover. Cincinnati didn't just play a Thursday night game, it witnessed a full-blown rebellion.
I love doing this. I've been doing it for such a long time. When you're out there with the guys and you're doing what you want to do and you're having success and you can look in each other's eyes.
The Cincinnati Bengals finally ended their 4-game losing streak with a huge 33-31 win, their first victory since Joe Burrow went down with a toe injury on September 14. In his first start with the team, veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, age 40, looked unstoppable. He completed 31 of 47 passes for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, leading the Bengals to 7 scoring drives in their last 8 possessions. Across the field, Aaron Rodgers, age 41, put up 244 yards with 4 touchdown passes, but also threw 2 interceptions that changed the game. This was only the 4th time in NFL history that 2 starting quarterbacks aged 40 or older faced off. Together, they combined for nearly 600 passing yards and 7 touchdowns, turning Thursday Night Football into one of the most exciting veteran duels ever seen. The Steelers started strong. Rodgers opened the game with a 69-yard drive, finishing it with a 10-yard touchdown pass to Jonnu Smith. In the second quarter, kicker Chris Boswell hit a 41-yard field goal to make it 10-0 after a false start penalty stopped Pittsburgh from going for it on 4th and 1 at Cincinnati's 18-yard line. Then came the turning point. Flacco caught fire, leading the Bengals to 20 straight points. He first guided a 72-yard drive, ending with an 8-yard touchdown to Jamar Chase, cutting the lead to 10-7. On the next Steelers possession, Jordan Battle intercepted Rodgers on a deep pass meant for DK Metcalf. Cincinnati made them pay. Chase Brown broke loose for 37 yards, setting up a 29-yard touchdown pass to T. Higgins, giving the Bengals a 14-10 lead. Rodgers' struggles continued when DJ Turner II stole the ball from Metcalf just before halftime. Evan McPherson then nailed a 49-yard field goal, putting Cincinnati up 17-10 at the break. The Bengals started the second half with another McPherson field goal, stretching the lead to 20-10. But Rodgers wasn't done. He led a 9-play, 61-yard drive, connecting with Pat Freiermuth for a 19-yard touchdown, cutting it to 20-17. Early in the fourth quarter, Flacco answered again. He hit Noah Fant on a 5-yard touchdown, capping an 8-play, 67-yard drive to make it 27-17. Rodgers fired back with his third touchdown to a third different tight end, finding Darnell Washington to make it 27-24, a rare feat, as Pittsburgh became just the second team in NFL history to have 3 different tight ends score in one game. McPherson added another field goal from 45 yards to give Cincinnati a 30-24 cushion. The teams exchanged punts for the only 2 punts of the entire second half. Rodgers took over with 2:46 remaining and the Steelers trailing by 6 points. He delivered on 2nd and 2-0, rolling left and finding Freiermuth downfield. The tight end caught the ball at Cincinnati's 36-yard line after gaining separation from safety Geno Stone. Freiermuth scored his second touchdown on the 68-yard reception. The extra point gave Pittsburgh a 31-30 lead with 2:31 left. Flacco had 2:21 to respond. He completed passes of 15 and 18 yards to Chase to move Cincinnati into Pittsburgh territory. With 1:39 remaining, Flacco found Higgins for 28 yards to the Steelers' 5-yard line. Higgins slid down instead of scoring, forcing Pittsburgh to use their remaining timeouts and draining the clock. Flacco took 3 kneel downs before McPherson's 36-yard field goal. The kick sailed through with 7 seconds left. Rodgers had one final chance. He launched a Hail Mary attempt from nearly 70 yards away. Cornerback DJ Ivey knocked the ball down near the goal line. The game ended 33-31 inches Cincinnati's favor. The Steelers fell to 4-2. The Bengals improved to 3-4. Chase set a franchise record with 16 receptions for 161 yards and a touchdown. He was targeted 23 times, tied for the second most targets by a player since 2000. Higgins finished with 6 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. Chase Brown rushed for 108 yards on 11 carries, marking his first 100-yard rushing game of the season. The Bengals totaled 142 rushing yards after averaging just 56.7 per game through their first 6 contests. Flacco's performance marked the 23rd fourth-quarter comeback of his 18-year career. Cincinnati scored 33 points after averaging 17.2 points per game through 6 weeks. The Bengals gained 328 passing yards after averaging 178.5 per game entering Thursday. Pittsburgh's defense allowed 30 or more points for the third time in 6 games. The unit struggled to adjust to Flacco's quick passing attack. The veteran quarterback exploited short throws to beat pressure and targeted curls, outs, and slants that exposed coverage gaps. Cincinnati executed without their star pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, who missed the game with a hip injury. Rodgers was not sacked once despite his time to throw rising to 2.86 seconds per pass attempt. His season average stood at 2.57 seconds. The offensive line provided consistent protection throughout the contest. Jaylen Warren rushed for 127 yards on just 16 carries, averaging 7.9 yards per attempt. Pittsburgh gained 147 total rushing yards. Freiermuth led the Steelers in receiving with 5 catches for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Smith added 1 touchdown reception. Washington contributed 3 catches, including his touchdown. All 4 of Rodgers' touchdown passes went to tight ends, tying his career high. Bengals head coach Zach Taylor praised Flacco's performance. "Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. It was outstanding, really," Taylor said. "We scored on, like 6 of the last 7 drives maybe? 7 of the last 8. And really early on, we had some drops and some quirky stuff happen that prevented a score there. So, just thought his performance was outstanding. Very calm, collected, led us in the 2-minute drive to go win the game." Tomlin had publicly criticized Cleveland Browns general manager Andrew Berry earlier in the week. He questioned the Browns' decision to trade Flacco to a division rival on October 7. "To be honest, it was shocking to me," Tomlin said Monday. "Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us, because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area." The trade that sent Joe Flacco to Cincinnati turned out to be a quiet deal with a loud impact. The Bengals acquired Flacco and a 2026 6th-round pick from the Cleveland Browns in exchange for a 2026 5th-rounder. At the time, few expected it to matter. Flacco had started the Browns' first 4 games, but was benched afterward for rookie Dillon Gabriel. His time in Cleveland was rough. He completed only 58.1% of his passes, throwing 2 touchdowns against 6 costly interceptions. Many thought his NFL journey was finally over. But in Cincinnati, everything changed. Flacco looked like a new man under the Bengals system, delivering confidence and accuracy the team had missed since Joe Burrow's injury. His arrival brought instant leadership to a locker room desperate for direction and stability. For Pittsburgh, the loss carried heavy weight. The Steelers haven't won a Thursday Night Football road game since 2016 and extended a miserable streak, 22 straight regular season losses in Cincinnati dating back to last year. This was their chance to take control of the AFC North, but they let it slip away. Now, both teams turn the page. The Steelers will face the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football, October 26, while the Bengals host the New York Jets. The rivals meet again in Week 11, a matchup that could reveal whether Flacco's sudden rise is a one-night miracle or the start of something real.